Hello everyone, this is going to be a quick video talking about how to find the percentage of amount. Now I'm only going to go over one of the techniques here, which is a technique you can kind of do in your head or with some basic written mathematics. There are calculated techniques, but that will not be covered in this video. So firstly, what does percent mean? Well, percent means per 100. And it's a term you would definitely have heard around before, and it's something you'll use very regularly in real life. Now, I've got 50%. Now, how many 50% go in 100%? Well, 50 goes into 100 twice, as you can see here. 50 plus 50 is 100, so I've made a bar. This bar represents 100. Now, normally I'd have these bars the same length, but as I've done this by hand, that was a bit difficult. How many 25% go in 100? Well, 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 is 100, so there's 4 of them. And how many 10%? Well, you may have figured it already, there are 10 10% in 100. Now I haven't done 1% because that would have probably taken me all day, but you can imagine that 1% goes into 100% 100 times. Why is this important? Let's have a look. So in order for me to find 50%, say I want 50%, I'm literally chopping my bar in half. Now, essentially, to get 50%, I'm dividing by 2. To get 25%, I would divide by a number by 4, because I'm taking 1/4 of the number. To get 10%, I'm dividing by 10. And we've already discussed 1%, well, there's 100 in there, so I would divide by 100. Now, what I haven't really discussed is 5%. Now, there's 2 ways to get 5%. I could quite literally divide it by 20 because there are 25s and 100, or divide by 10, which gives me 10%, then divide by 2, which gets me to 5%. Another way you could get 25%, for example, I could do divide by 2 to get 50%, and divide by 2 again to get 25. You need to try to get this logic of blocks, okay? When I'm trying a percentage question, there's little blocks of 10%, 5%, 25%, you can add them together, and it makes it a lot more easier when you can see it that way. A couple of questions to get our head over. So here I've got 35% of 200. So in order for me to find this, I need to figure out what 35% of 200 is going to be. Now, 35%, I'm going to break that into two things. I'm going to break that into a 25% and a 10%. Now, 25%, we've already discussed, I divide by 4. Well, £200 divided by 4 is £50. To get 10%, I divide by 10, so £200 divided by 10 is £20. Now, if I know what 25% is, and I know what 10% is, if I add 25% and 10%, I get 35%. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the £50 and £20. My final answer is 70. Okay. 2 more questions for us today. 21%. Well, to get to 21%, I need to find some numbers. Well, for starters, I'm going to find what 10% is. Well, as we discussed earlier, 10% I divide by 10. Well, 5 divided by 10, or 50 divided by 10, sorry, is just £5. I want 20% now. Now, I'm not going to divide 50 by anything. I'm actually just going to use my 10%. Why would I not? If I take my 10% and I double it to get 20%, all I'm going to do is double 5. Well, double 5 is £10. And my last bit, I need to find 1%. Now, I'm going to do 50 divided by 100 is 0.5. Alternatively, I could have even done 10% divided by 10, or 5 divided by 10, which is also 0.5. Now, if I add this up, I only want to add the 20% and the 1%, which is 21%. I don't want to include the 10%. That was a working number. So, the £10 and the £0.5 is going to give me £10.5. Now, you might go, that doesn't sound right, and no it doesn't, because we also now need to include a 0 at the end. That is £10.50. You can get decimal numbers in percentages. Now my next question, my last question, is 175% of 500. Now, yes, percentages can exceed 100%. Essentially, you're going to get a number that's bigger than what you started with. So, to do this, my first one, what's 100%? Well, 100% is really easy. You start at 100%, so 100% is just going to be £500 off the bat. My next bit is, well, I could find 50% and I could find 25%, because together that gives me 75%. So you have to think of the building blocks, okay? Remember, you've got 5%, 10%, you can make whatever number you need to make. 50%, I just halve it, so half of 500 is going to be 250. 25%, well, I can just halve my 50%, that's going to give me 125. And now, if I add this all together, 100 plus 50 plus 25 is 175%. So 500 plus 250 plus 125 equals £875, which is my answer. And that concludes our video. Thank you very much.